the sub, Crab. Do appreciate it. All right, so as I was talking about, that web view is really handy for changing. As you can see, I've just started up the Toliss, and all of the displays are bright. So thank you, Seat Back Pocket, for introducing me to the web view program. And again, I can run it on my iPad. I can run it on a web browser. It's really handy. And so with that being said, I'm assuming that my problems were not related to that. So I'll just quickly just go over there one more time. And the doors are all there. Okay, so external power is connected, so we're good there. So I'll leave that open just for a testing purpose. And then external power is on, so external power's on, batteries are on. We'll do our ADIRS alignment. I'm going to go 1 first, then 2, and then 3. Come down here to the McDo. I think this McDo looks pretty good. I do like it. The init page, we're going to go Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec to Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra. And then the flight number today will be American 572. Cost index today will be, I think in the Toliss screen, it gives you, once you do all of your scenario, it gives you a cost index here. Yeah, let's just apply these. Quick refuel, that's fine. It does give you a cost index in here once you set it up, but we'll just put in 33 for now. Cruising at 280. And let's align the IRS. Don't have to, no, we don't want to hit load there. Okay. You can request the winds. And then today's flight plan. Well, we'll do that in just a moment. Let's come up here and turn the nav light to 1. Logo light can come on if you want. Emergency exit armed. And seatbelt signs, we'll just put those on because we're pushing back pretty soon. Have you noticed the LSK is taking multiple clicks to register? Is it? I didn't notice that. All right, APU master on. Mine doesn't do that right now. Or did it? It was doing that to you last night? Okay. Okay, so APU, let's hit start on the APU. And then we'll come down here. You can bring out this screen, which is kind of nice. And if you have the mouse over it, you can just use the scroll wheel here. You can watch the EGT. I'm impressed that you went through all of the tutorials in the manual demonies. That was, and did you actually do the hold? That's impressive. That's a lot of manual reading. What the biggest thing for me to get a hang of is the detents, the throttle detents, right? I'm still trying to figure out, and maybe one of you guys can answer this. I know that I use, I can use Toga, I can use like a 44 degree takeoff configuration, but at what point do I switch to climb thrust? You did the whole thing, holds and all. I'm very impressed. All right, so I need to know, I need to be reminded at what point do you change from the Toga to climb thrust? Do you do that after flaps 1 comes up maybe, or? All right, APU bleed is on. I think APU Gen is on by default. Is that correct? Yeah, it's on by default. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to turn on the radios. So here we go, radio 1 on, radio 2 on. Okay, supposedly in here, at what point, all right, so I have to select the departure runway first, okay. For the performance data, that makes sense. So let's just go up here and go KABQ. We're going to do departure runway 8. And before I choose a departure procedure, I assume that I can now go into the Toliss. No, it says select departure. Maybe I have to still do the SID. We're going to change this to the Roadrunner 3 departure, Gallup transition, and we'll insert that. Now maybe it's there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so to get takeoff performance, then you need to, click on the SID apparently, or insert at least the runway. Flaps today will be flaps 1 plus F, and there we go. The flex temperature will be 56. CG will be 31.8. You guys can't see it because it's behind the webcam, but it'll be DN 0.4, V1, VR, and V2 are all right there. I'm actually just going to pop that up and bring it over to the side here. So back to the perf page. We'll do1/Delta November 0.4. And the flex temp will be 56. There we go. Divertus, how you doing? Good evening. Merry Christmas to you. BK32, how you doing? What are you oboing about? Okay, so V2 will be 153. VR will be 150. And V1 will be 150. All right, we'll just finish the flight plan here. So after we do the Roadrunner 3, we then go to Gallup and we choose an airway. I believe we're going to choose Juliet 72, I think. One second. Just checking the real world here, the flight plan here, just for a moment. Yeah, Juliet 72 to Peach Springs. So Juliet 72 to PGS, Papa Golf Sierra. And then under flight plan, is climb, Merry Christmas to you, PC Tech 53. Is climb set after whatever you set for thrust reduction altitude on the perf page? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah. Am I allowed to post a link, or would you prefer? No, please. You're a subscriber, so you can post a link for sure. Peachy Ron, how you doing? Yep. All right, let's go down to. All right, so there we have Peach Springs, and then we're going to click on destination Las Vegas. We're going to choose the arrival. We're doing ILS 26 left. We're coming in via the Tyson 5 arrival. And yeah, we'll go to Preno, and then we're going to do this via Peach Springs. And I'm going to insert. I think we're all good there. Funky Chrome error message on download, but it's clean. That's ground services. Ground services. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, let me save that bookmark. Thank you, Seatback. I do appreciate that. You should come talk to me on Discord right now. That's what you should do. See how I'm manipulative like that? All right, we've set up our flex trim and our V speeds. I don't know if the CG matched. Okay, let's see here. All right, now I'm going to set up altitude here, so I'm just going to rotate this up to 28,000 for now. We're not doing PE yet. As soon as I become very, very comfortable with the plane, then I'll take it out on the PE. On the barrel pressure right now, I got to set up active sky now. Logging into active sky. And then for some reason, that took out my display capture. That's really weird. Sometimes Streamlabs OBS is a little funky chicken. All right. It's now let's see. I'm going to set up active sky. We'll do flight plan KABQ to KLAS 28,000 feet. Refresh that bad boy. Pilot Peter 19, Merry Christmas Eve to you. All right, that active sky is all set up. The barrow is now 299.5, so we'll rotate that to 299.5. And then I'm going to set my trim here to 0. That's interesting. It's not letting me trim. Do I need hydraulics on probably to do the trim? Maybe I have something in play. All right, we'll simulate a squawk code today of 4235. Just going to turn that on now. We're going to get ready for pushback, so we'll do beacon on, and we'll do pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
We're here at Albuquerque. We're in the back alley, so... Oh, we got a subscribe. Brian Grand with a subscribe. Thank you, Brian Grand. How are you?
Awesome stream.
Thank you very much. We're getting some skip frames on the stream, too, for some reason. All right. Yeah, we'll just push back to there. Actually, we'll come here. And then we'll go forward just a little bit, because when we do engine start.
Ground to cockpit, tow is
All right, tow is driving up. So like I say, on Thursday, hopefully Thursday or Friday or sometime soon, D-Monies and I can do shared cockpit. And I'd like to do it with Seatback Pocket as well, because he is the resident expert for this bad boy. I am not an expert. I have so many things to learn. You've been summoned to the audio channel. Are you on Discord? I'm loading Discord just in case you're talking about my audio channel. Be prepared to be bombarded with questions.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Ooh, hopefully you can hear me. Oh, I can't hear you yet. Let's see if we can adjust the, try it again. Nope, I'm not getting any audio on you yet. Could be on my side, standby.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, voice and video. We got input devices default. It's fine. Output device. We're going to have that go to the, we'll have that go to chat. Chat 2, I think that'll work. Audio is such a complicated beast, isn't it? Yeah, let's try that. All right, can we hear you now, maybe?
How about now?
Oh, there you are.
There we are.
Oh, we got an echo. That's interesting. Oh,
Wait,
that's coming back through your side.
Do you have that echo with me?
Oh, now I think it's gone.
Feedback loop while watching you on Twitch.
There you go. There you go. Seat Back Pocket, thank you for joining me on just like 30-second notice.
Hey, you know, it's all good. I'm home for the holidays and we're getting ready to cook some food. And I stopped by and sure enough, you have the web view for the Toliss up. And I was like, my man.
It's your fault, man. It's your fault. The debate from D Money's 327, my good friend Derek, he was debating between the Fly Factor 757, the Fly Factor A320, and this bird, the Toliss 319. And he was doing lots of research, as everyone should. They should go watch videos and check things out. And he decided this was the way he was going. So that's why I'm kind of learning this whole bird. But that web view is quite handy. But I'm glad that you gave me the information that performance tab is not ideal at this juncture.
Yeah, and the good news is the guy that put it together on the xplane.org forums has been very receptive to feedback. He actually just published a Mac-friendly version, which
Very nice. I noticed that it works quite well on Safari on the iPad.
it does, and I think that that's important. That it doesn't create any negative impact on the aircraft. The only funkiness is there is a preference file that it creates that is stored in the X-Plane preferences folder.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an issue with an older version when you update the version, it would crash the sim on launch. So you'd have to wipe the preference file, rebuild all your preferences, and then run it again.
All the preferences or just that particular preference?
Just the preferences file for the A319
Okay.
web
Okay.
view.
That's good to know. It is a party in here, Brian, for sure. Yeah. So, and the thing is this is free. So, if there are issues, we even with payware, we really shouldn't be taking. We shouldn't be giving a lot of heat. We should be giving a lot of feedback, and then developers, whether it be payware or not, can run with our feedback, right?
Absolutely. I am a big fan of people that are willing to listen to give them user experience, because you figure when this gentleman developed this, he's on his system.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it works on his computer, that doesn't mean it's going to work on your computer or my computer.
Yeah, with his particular set of plugins or what have you.
Exactly. And we all know that we all have a laundry list of scenario packs and plugins and add-ons and all sorts
Hardware
of stuff.
devices and
Exactly, John.
Yeah. Anytime I run across bugs in my add-ons, I take it personally. Personally offended by his Kithrick. Yeah. St. Wilfrid off to begin a couple days of Christmas festivities. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. See you in a few days. All right, St. Wilfrid. Take care, my friend. Iron Giant TV, good morning. We had a stream glitch, and thank you guys for sticking with me as I had to completely reboot my system. All right, setting the parking brake.
Regarding your comment from earlier, I typically will do the trim once I have hydraulics enabled with both engines running, or at least the yellow hydraulic pump.
Okay, that makes sense. I haven't even started delayed engine start, so let's do that here. So I'm going to go. Now, in the Fly Factor 320, there is a slight delay for when you rotate the mode from normal to ignition/start. They want you to wait until, like, I don't know if it's the FADEC or something. There's just a slight delay. They want you to wait before you initiate that engine start. I don't know if the Toliss models that or not. But
I find that there is about a 1.5 second lag with bleed pressure to auto transfer. Yes.
okay. Oh, that's good. All right, we're starting up engine number 2. And then the other thing, I don't know if you caught the question that I had. I know that I'm going to go, on my D-rated takeoff detent, 56 degrees or whatever it is today. And then at what point do you switch to climb thrust power?
So, in watching V1 simulations, who's a real world Airbus pilot, where I got my procedure, is once you get to your acceleration height, which is approximately 1500 AGL or whatever you set in the MCDU,
Okay.
you'll see an FMA announcement that will ask for climb thrust. It will automatically kind of blink at you in white below the man flex and then whatever your D-rated temperature is.
Okay.
So what his procedures are, and it's what I mirror, is you will begin to anticipate that and begin to pitch your attitude down just a little bit. He won't put climb thrust in until there's a positive trend upward in the speed tape beyond what is programmed as V2.
Oh, beyond V2. Okay.
So, because you figure once you rotate, you have your V2 speed automatically calculated,
Mm-hmm.
and then he will, follow the flight directors, and then he will begin to pitch down at the 1500 or again whatever you've programmed, and he will see the positive trend arrow in the indicated airspeed on the speed tape, and then put in climb thrust.
Okay.
And I suspect the argument is you don't want to decrease that thrust if you're going to have some sort of stall or, alpha floor event or something like that that will prevent the aircraft from approximately accelerating once you put climb thrust in.
Okay. Yeah, on a test takeoff, I did get the takeoff inhibit warning, I guess, which is probably I went a little bit late on the prompting to switch to climb thrust, and I think that's why it said that, but it's just not the same with a Boeing, is it?
Well, my understanding of the takeoff inhibit, and please chat correct me if I'm wrong, is it is suppressing notifications in that lower right ECAM. That's all that.
That's all that's doing. Okay, so when it was prompting you to potentially switch, it wasn't going to do that if it was displayed in the ECAM. Okay, makes
Correct,
sense.
because you figure once you take off, that lower left ECAM where kind of the memos are and the heads up,
Yeah.
that's your master caution, master warn when it's like danger, danger, Captain. We have a.
Okay. That makes sense.
Whereas on the right side, you'll see, things like your flaps and your brakes and stuff like that. And when you're trying to navigate a critical stage of flight, you don't really care about that. You're concerned about loss of thrust or some other catastrophic event occurring, and that's what that lower left window is for.
Okay. I think that makes sense. I was thinking it was similar to toga lock or something like this, but it's more informational, saying yeah.
Correct. And the toga lock would appear in the upper left-hand corner of the primary flight display or the FMA. See where it says climb and nav in that upper left? That's your thrust modes.
Okay. That's where I see that D-rated takeoff detent setting. Yeah.
Yeah, how I interpret it is you basically have the 3 bars. You have your thrust, you have your vertical profile, and then you have your lateral profile, and those are the 3.
Okay. Right there at the top. Okay.
Yeah, thrust, vertical, lateral, and then I forget what the 4.
Yeah, I don't recall anything being there. Probably maybe something to do with navigation.
That's probably autopilot.
ILS or autopilot or something. Yeah. So another question on this memo here, it does say when I shut the APU off, it says APU available. I don't have to do anything there, right? It's just saying it's.
No, what that's indicating is that there's still enough kind of heat in the chamber to where if you needed to toggle it back on, you could. It's basically saying that it is warmed up and ready to provide power.
Okay, and then as we say that, it just finally turns off. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to set flaps 1. And then I'm going to set auto brake to maximum. Taxi light will come on. And do you arm your speed brakes before you start taxi, or do you do it at the runway? I guess for the takeoff config test, you have to have them armed, huh?
Correct. Yeah. I usually arm them right away.
Okay.
It is an early lunch. We do Feast of the Seven Fishes here in my household, so we're getting.
Feast of the Seven Fishes sounds fantastic.
It is a Southern Italian thing where you have 7 different fishes on Christmas Eve.
Oh, you're not kidding. You really are going to have 7 different fishes.
Oh, yeah, it's a big thing my family does, yeah.
Wow. All right, I'm going to hit these cabin calls just to get rid of that cabin check. And then we'll go ahead and 7 types of... I bet, hopefully, at least a couple of them are white.
Yes, we have some sardines, we have some smelts, we have some...
I'm going to name a fish, and I'm going to ask you if you've ever had it before. You broke up, by the way. I think you might be on push to talk, maybe. But have you ever had barramundi?
I have heard of it. I have never had it.
It is manna from heaven, manna from fish heaven. It is out of this world. So before you leave the planet, 80 years from now, you must seek out barramundi. It's only available in an Australian river in the north part of Australia. But you can, they do transport it down to Sydney. And there have been known smugglers to bring it to the U.S. So there you go.
Well, then I'm going to put it on my short list, because if Iron Giant says to do it and John Fly says to do it, then I got...
Iron Giant, you've had it before? Yeah, I've been fortunate to have had it fresh while overlooking the Sydney Harbour bridge, and it was with a client. I was in Sydney, and this was a long time ago, and I just like, what is this thing that I just ate? And it was fantastic.
Well,
so yeah,
I very much appreciate it. You have a wonderful Christmas, and when you get a moment, check out that Ground Services. It's a freeware alternative to the jar design that works just with the Toliss. It does air stairs, it does baggage loading, and it also graphically shows a ground power.
All right, I'm going to definitely check it out. I've bookmarked it, and I'm going to play with it very, very soon. Hopefully become enough of an expert to show D-Monies what not to do. All right, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate you, John. Have a wonderful day and good rest of your...
All right, ciao. Enjoy the 7. We got a subscribe. We got Boeing Engineer with a subscribe.
6 months already? Question mark.
Boeing Engineer with 6 months already. Can you believe that? It's awesome. I'm just going to give a shout out here to Seatback Pocket. He's a streamer, and I've learned many things about this plane from him, and I hope to learn more from him, and appreciate him joining me on the stream. Streamers should do that more often than they do. We should have fellow streamers on our streams, because it just adds an extra element of education / entertainment and exposure, because we all know that we all enjoy Twitch. We enjoy watching Twitch, but sometimes we haven't discovered someone who we would really, really enjoy. So I highly recommend checking out his stream. And yeah, so if you're a streamer, consider bringing other streamers onto your stream to further enhance the situation. What is this Twitch you speak of? Twitch. FS Economy. Oh, it's coming in. You got Chase the Ace coming back, Boeing Engineer. Oh, baby. That's going to dent many a bank wallet for sure. All right, I'm just going to disconnect here from the Discord. Thank you again, Seatback Pocket. Tower said to line up and wait, even though I'm not ready. So speed brakes are armed. We've done the takeoff config test. Let's go up here to the lights, and let's click on lights. Nose light to takeoff. Strobe lights to on. That's all good there. A cool aircraft. Yes, this is the 319 Tim Rodeo. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm excited that Chase the Ace is back, Boeing engineer. I have a feeling it'll be quite popular. People will be very happy to have it return. All right, I'm gonna go to Toliss. I'm gonna open up this. I've got it in a pop-out window, and I'm just gonna change the audio visual settings because you guys might want some sound. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of sound. Is there a website I can look up for certain plane startup procedures and whatnot? Oh yeah, you asked that earlier, and you said I missed your comment. You're Australian, so of course you've had tons of them. Yeah, Barramundi's amazing. So I created this checklist myself, and what I did is I looked at other people, and I just like YouTube videos. I just followed along YouTube videos and kind of wrote down notes as to what order they did things. Now, unfortunately, some of these YouTube videos that people do startups on planes, they're not real world pilots, right? Except if you take like a black box 711 or a Flyboy or a Telwest or many of these guys that are hanging out in Twitch, those guys are Airbus pilots. So they actually will walk you through the proper procedures. And so, if you can get a hold of one of those guys, I do believe that this particular checklist is available on my Discord in the archive section under checklists. Just look for, if it's not, I can send it to you. It's really, really basic, and there's a lot of abbreviations, etc. So, Gavman34, how are you? Pick a 5-string. Hello. Yeah, YouTube.com is there's a lot of good startup sequences for many, many planes. Some are better than others. I've found some that absolutely sucked, and I'm the author of those sucky tutorials. But it's okay. All right, we'll raise our gear on schedule, flaps, and we'll disarm our spoilers, and we're going to set standard pressure, obviously, at the transition level. I'm going to try to switch to thrust climb at 1500 AGL. So with 1500 AGL being 6,800 feet, give or take. All right, let's do it. Toga and eat. Parking brake off. Raising. Hopefully this goes up to flex 56. I'm assuming I do man flex 56. Our V1 is quite high, so I'll answer that just once I do this takeoff there, Gavin. Yeah, V1 is quite a bit high. In fact, I'm not even sure if V1 we could actually reject and still have enough runway to stop if we had to. Maybe we would. Now it's saying takeoff inhibit. Okay, and he said that's just a memo saying it's not going to give me some information. There's V1. Rotating. Continue the rotation. Gear coming up. See if we can get an outside view. All right, there's 5,700. We're continuing the climb. It's not really climbing much, is it? Now we got alpha floor, toga lock. Dang, I did it again. So now we're gonna, I'll just hit autopilot here. See if I can get out of toga lock. I'm doing manual thrust now. Yeah, there we go, thrust climb. It's really weird. I thought I was gonna wait until 1500 AGL in order to go into thrust climb, but it did toga lock before that. But I could have done something a little bit better there. All right, now we can turn down the sounds just a little bit. focus. Let's just do one flyby here, or two, one or two. You find my videos very helpful. I think they certainly expose people to certain products, right? And I've learned a few things that I've passed along, but I sure make my share of mistakes. But that's what simming's all about, right? Is trial and error. Let me back up here on to chat. Pick a 5-string's been flying the Toliss a lot lately. I really like it. Yeah, I really do like this one. I must say that I don't know. The flight factor still has something for me that I won't abandon that for sure, and I won't abandon this one. I'll fly both. I think they have a nice complement to each other. Let's see. So Gavman wants to know, how do I like this compared? I still prefer the flight factor, but most of that I think is aesthetics. I do have the Tote de Mac texture replacement for the Toliss, and I love the Tote de Mac texture replacement. It really makes things look really nice. I'm going to change my cockpit view there. All right, we're at 10,000 feet. Let me just do a few things here. I'm going to go to seatbelts auto. It's finicky. Seatbelts are on or off, and then no smoking is on auto. No, actually, they both can be in the middle, huh? I'll just have them both on. All right, it looks like it's following the flight plan. It's doing the Roadrunner very well. Change the range here a little bit. As you can see here on the ND, it's just going up to the Roadrunner waypoint. Very cool. Jay Kraus, good afternoon to you. Can someone type the route in chat? I have the volume turned down. Yeah, I probably should do it on Project Fly again sometime. Drone Flyer, how you doing? I don't even know if I'm going to finish the whole flight because I kind of wanted to do the comparison between the two, and load up the flight factor just to see what the difference is, like immediately. But there's the route right there, if I do continue on. All right, I need to go down here to the spoilers, arm that, or disarm that, and we're at 14,000 feet climbing. We could have a little more volume. All right, we're in managed mode with regard to speed, heading, and altitude. Autopilot 1 is on, auto thrust is on. Everything's looking good. That would be interesting, deciding which one to buy myself for Christmas. Yeah. Anyone know the most stable version of the Zebo? I haven't flown the Zebo in so long. I would not be a good authority on that. I do like this livery. This is again a throwback to America West Airlines. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. The latest full release rather than the incremental. I need to get back into Zebo. The next 737 flight that I do will be, though, in the NGXU. Pick a 5-string. The current one seems to be getting good feedback. 3.3824. Yep. A lot of the times I just go fly the latest. If I have issues, I revert, but All right, so I guess that brings up this possibility. So I'll go to stream interaction. I'll go to stream poll. Next question mark. Do I continue A319 flight to Vegas, or do I recreate that same departure, same SID in flight factor 320 for comparison? Just a quick power vote. I just need 4 or 5 votes at most. We'll connect this to the green screen. So just vote 1 for continuing the 319 flight in the Toliss to Vegas, or do I want to recreate the same departure procedure in the flight factor 320 out of Albuquerque? Vote 1 for continue the A319, or 2 to see the same departure in the 320. And again, a power vote, it'll be over in 1 minute. And I don't mind doing either. All right, there's standard pressure. And we'll go ahead and make sure all that's off. We'll leave the beacon and strobe on. All right, 27 seconds left in the vote. Coming through flight level 230. What version of X-Plane am I using? 11.41. All right, so it's recreate the same SID in the flight factor. The votes are in. All right, thank you guys. It's a quick vote, so let's do it. Let's light this candle. It'll be interesting. What I may do is I may clip these. I may clip the flights, and then do a video, like a side-by-side comparison, like show both cockpits at the same time, and maybe the departure at the same time, and maybe the setup at the same time, just side by side. That might be kind of interesting. Back from lunch, what did I miss? We did the Roadrunner 3 departure out of Albuquerque. And we also talked to Seat Back Pocket a little bit about some of the nuances with regard to the plane. Yeah, I think we're gonna have fun, D-Monies. I still did have a takeoff inhibit. I didn't do a correct detent throttle procedure on takeoff, but we're now going to recreate the same exact situation, except this time we're gonna go into the flight factor 320, and I'm going to see what we'll just, and like I say, I'm going to probably slice up the videos and put them side by side. I'm just reloading the sim back in with the 320. You're currently flying the Premier from PMP to TPA. Very nice. Snack Air did sell a Premier this morning. Yep. Capital Aircraft Leasing, is that their name? They purchased one of our Premiers. It wasn't getting flown enough, and with aircraft fees, ownership fees coming soon, if I'm not seeing a lot of usage of a particular plane, I'll put it on the market. But I think we still have one Premier left. I don't know why I haven't flown the Premier more. I think, can you put the GTN 750 in the Premier now? I think you can. Yes, you can. Okay. I need to probably play with the Premier again. Little P1D. All right. There is a slight difference between the Fly Factor 319 or 320 and the Toliss 319, so I'm going to grab the Flight Factor checklist. The one thing that I'm not sure if I want to pull the trigger on is the excuse me, the a hardware panel for Airbus. I mean, I have the Boeing MCP hardware panel, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on a McDo. I just don't know. Excuse me. They're not cheap. And I don't know who makes the best one. Any suggestions on a manufacturer for a not a McDo, but an FCU, right? I believe it's an FCU hardware panel for Flight Factor. I don't know what is the best one out there. Actually, the best one would probably be uber expensive. What's a good one for the sim potentially? Denver Aviation, good day to you, sir. Happy Christmas Eve day. Right, the plane is almost done loading. Getting closer. All right, right off the bat, you already get it's just a different look and feel. I mean, this thing, it just looks different. I mean, it just looks different for sure. All right, we're gonna come down to the EFB, and I'm gonna turn on the ground power unit. I'm gonna go to the fuel, call the fuel truck, and we'll load in 6,500 kilos. And then I'm gonna go to passengers, call that. We'll go 2/3, and we'll set that. Cargo loaders, we'll call those. And set some random cargo numbers. All right, I'll come up here and we're gonna go external power on. All right, we're doing a self-test on the displays. Battery 1 and battery 2 on. And of course, external power is on. We'll do navigation light on. I do like the scroll wheel usage in this plane. And we're going to come up here and we're going to do ADIRS alignment here. So 1, 2, 3. Come down here and we'll do a we'll do a knit. Again, KABQ slant Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra. IRS initialization. I think that's starting to align. Flight number will be Alaska, which I believe is ASA 572. Cost index, it put 5 in there. That must be from the last time or something. I'm going to request some wins. Okay. I think it's aligning, right? It says aligning, yeah. Oh wait, no, I have to hit confirm align. Never mind. There we go. Confirm align. And then we want to go to we want to go to init again. Next page, wait request. There we go. We got our CG, etc. in there. Okay, we're gonna simulate a squawk code. Citation Max, how are you, sir? We gotta hit the clear button twice. 3, 3, 6, 4. Just turn that on right now. No. I'm just doing a test of. We just did the Roadrunner 3 departure out of Albuquerque in the Toliss 319, and now we're recreating the same Roadrunner 3 departure in the flight factor, so people can see a side-by-side comparison. I was going to complete the flight to Vegas in the Toliss, but then we had a vote, and people wanted to see the exact same departure procedure in the flight factor. So, I mean, I don't trust myself on PE yet at this juncture with this, but I could. I enjoyed your stream yesterday, Max. That was a good time. All right, let's do flight plan. And we'll click on KABQ departure. We're going to do runway 8. We're going to do the Roadrunner 3 departure with the Gallop transition. Insert. I think I prefer the aesthetics of the McDo on the Toliss. But the cockpit in general, I prefer the flight factor as far as aesthetics. I don't know, there's something about that Toliss McDo that just looks good. All right. Under okay, that all looks good. We'll just program in the Tyson. Do ILS 26 left and the Tyson 5 arrival with the Peach Springs transition. Yeah. Insert that. I think that all looks good. All right, perf page. We're going to do 1/down 0. And then we're going to do a flex 44 this time. Actually, I should do a 56, the same as the total. No, we'll do 44. That's fine. I also have the 5-factor 320, but I have some add-ons because for me the panel is are a bit blurry. Oh, really? On yours or on mine? All right, let's do 129 or whatever. Okay, that's in there. Let's come up here. Seatbelt passenger signs on. Let's do fuel pumps. 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. All fuel pumps on. We'll set the baro. Baro is 299.5. Active sky is still running. And we're going to set our altitude to 28,000. Start the APU. So APU bleed can come on. The APU bleed light won't come on in the Toliss when you hit it until I think it's on and running, and then it will, I think. Master switch, we wait just a few seconds here, and then we hit start. And then we can watch this APU screen here. I did try the Matavia mod, and I put it on top of, I basically copied the entire Flight Factor 320 directory over to a new one, and then I put the Matavia mod on top of it, and I did the gray cockpit and the lighting mod, etc. I didn't see much difference, so maybe I did something wrong. Professor Binkleton, how are you? All right, flaps are open. Okay, it's all available. APU gen's on by default. We can now turn external power off. I always get nervous about doing that. We'll remove the baggage loaders and the gate config, the fuel truck, and the ground power unit. All right. Beacon light can come on. And yeah, we're ready for pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Oh, you know what? We're still in alignment. I need to switch that to instant alignment, don't I? I mean, I can't move the plane until it aligns. It says I are in align. Oh, I think I just got the alignment. Yep, I did. Cool. We're in the Alaska livery for this bad boy. So the 320 is a little bit different,
Okay,
obviously
all
in
doors
length
and hatches are
than the
closed.
319.
Ready to connect.
It'd be a lot of work, but I may edit the video so the pushback and everything is like side by side. Might have to watch it on a big screen though if I have two windows up. I don't know. There's a lot of people that debate between these two planes.
So connected and bypass pin inserted.
And I used to
Parking
think,
brake.
you know, if you had one, you didn't need the other, but I think you should have both if you can do it. I'm a little bit spoiled in that I did get the Flight Factor 320 for free. I'll never forget. Here I am, a Boeing guy, right? And I'm flying the Flight Factor 320 on stream, and I didn't know what I was doing. Still don't, actually. All these years later, so giving confidence to pilots worldwide.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
So the tug is doing that same thing on this plane as it did on the other. It does a small shimmy out to the right there. It's interesting. All right, we'll start engines. So engine start, wait for a moment. Start number 2. I think I like the visuals on this better than the Toliss, but it's close. I don't know, which do you guys prefer? Okay, it says available. We'll now go down here and do engine number 1. It looks, it's just really a nice crisp. Oh, we have an air engine 2 HP valve fault. Oops. All right, come down here. We'll go to engine back to norm. arm the spoilers and set our
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
parking brake. Trim is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
We'll do flaps. Yeah, see that just right there looks a little bit better. Flight controls. Free and clear. Taxi light on. Runway turn off. You can do that if you want to. Auto brake max. Disconnect and go to hand signals. APU bleed can come off and APU itself can come off. All right, pretty soon it's going to ask us for the takeoff config test.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Add a little bit of thrust. Okay, there's takeoff config it's asking for. And also it wants to do a cabin check, which I believe we go over here. I click on cabin ready. Fly Purdue with the host. Thank you, Pete. Hope you're well. We're just doing a quick Roadrunner 3 departure in the Flight Factor 320. We did the same Roadrunner 3 departure in the Toliss 319, and we just went up to almost completed the SID, and then we decided that, you know what, let's do it in the Flight Factor and compare the difference for this absolute rookie Airbus simulator pilot. Man, shouldn't even call myself that. What I'm doing also by doing the Airbus play, which I don't do very often, to be honest, I'm basically teasing myself on whether or not to get the FS Labs. And the question I have is, are they going to give me a credit toward the new sim on that? No. Fine. Yeah. Always get a kiss from the chief flight attendant before you depart. So yeah, like I say, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to get the FS Labs, but they should, like I said, but at the earlier today, they should do what PMDG did and offer a credit toward the new sim if you bought the FS Labs now, because I don't mind spending the 150, 200 bucks, right? If it's my only FS Lab options for, say, 2 years. But if FS Labs is going to be available in the new sim within a year, it's like, maybe I'll just stick with my Flight Factor and my Toliss. I don't know. Debates. All right, we've been told by Tower to line up and wait. All right, so let's go. Landing lights on, strobe lights on, takeoff lights on. What? Oh, emergency exit lights need to be armed. think we're ready to go. All right, this time we'll try not to go into toggle lock. Yeah, they need to be transparent. Yeah. They haven't said, they probably, I don't even know if they've said that they're going to develop for the new sim, but it would be in their best interest to do so, I would think. But yeah. They certainly got over their PR, their PR debacle, though, didn't they? Here we go. I do notice that this thing goes into the flex position on the detent a little, I don't know, a little easier. The display looks a little better. See, I've already got the takeoff and inhibit light. V1 is a lot lower on this one, but because it's a different plane and a different passenger setup. But here we go. V1, rotate. Ooh. Okay, let's go gear up. At what point do we switch to I'm gonna try to maintain the Flex 44 until 1500 AGL. Maybe. Maybe I'll just try it now. Thrust climb. Okay, autopilot on. We did not toggle lock that time for some reason. It tells you to, yeah, but with the takeoff inhibit light on there, does it still tell me? Or no? Or does it? Okay. Need to look for that. Change the range here. It will say LVR CMB. Okay. Would that have been around 1500 AGL potentially? I guess it's what you said in the McDo, right? In the performance. Okay. Don't touch anything in the cockpit until the plane tells you to. Pro tip. There you go. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Well, I think the takeoff went a little bit more smoothly with the 320 versus the 319, but that was pilot error. But you guys that were here, 25, 30 minutes ago or whenever it was, you saw the Toliss takeoff, you saw the procedures, everything like that. It's fascinating to know that we have two high quality Airbus options in X-Plane. Yep. The flight factor flies better than the FS Labs. Judging from what I saw of Black Box and Citation Max do yesterday in their A321 streams, I'm impressed with the plane. The system seemed to be impressive. There were a few glitches. I think going into Aspen, I think Max had to turn off the autopilot quite early, and it was doing a weird descent when it shouldn't have been doing a weird descent. But he certainly was very happy with the product. He was happy to have. Yeah, there you go. He just says he loves the 321. But I guess there's issues with every plane. The question I have is, like I say, do I want to spend $200 on a product when I'm switching to Microsoft Flight Simulator? I don't know. Are we all going to be flying P3D 3 years from now? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But if I am gonna pull the FS Labs trigger, I better refamiliarize myself with bus isms. Can I say bus isms? Bus isms. And I also need to practice my landings because the 320 and the 319, it's a whole different ball game with regard to flare compared to a 7.3, a 7.5, a 7.6, 7.4. It's just a different world in when to come out of that. And I forgot. I went thrust idle on the detent, thinking it was a Boeing yesterday when I was doing just a quick test landing, and I need to wait till I get down to the runway and then retard. Yeah, Iowa. That's what I want to know. Are they going to port? And like I say, they should just go ahead and pull a PMDG and say, "Yep, if you buy it now, we'll offer a credit." Even if they offered like just a 50% credit, you'd get, because I have a feeling there's a bunch of people that are on the sidelines, and they'd bring in, those people. Spend $200 now, get $100 credit toward the new sim. I mean, PMDG did quite the generous offer. Probably should be doing standard pressure. And I probably should have some anti-ice on and stuff. 321, leave the power in longer. Oh, we broke out. That was a quick breakout. All right, well, that was an interesting comparison. I'm going to try to compare the two. I'm going to try to put the videos side by side. That way, when someone asks and say, well, you can go check out this video and see them side by side. Again, I think aesthetically, the flight factor is better. I think there's a lot more behind the scenes with regard to systems depth in the flight factor. But me being the pilot that I am, the sim pilot that I am, I don't care about the low level systems. For example, the Flight Factor 320 actually tracks the satellites in the sky. The simulated geosynchronous orbit of certain satellites or whatever, the Flight Factor actually will track the satellites in the sky. I don't know if the Toliss goes to that depth, and that's just one example of the depth at which some people can take a plane behind the scenes. But do I really care whether or not the Toliss tracks the satellites in the sky? The simulated position of the satellites? I don't really care, probably. But it's nice to have some systems in place for you people who are taking it a step further. And, do I want it to do a hold procedure correctly? Yes. Have I done that yet? No. So I need to play around with that and see, which one does a hold better. Do you guys know? Does the Flight Factor or the Toliss do a hold better? Yeah. But I think the version 1.0 of the Flight Factor has killed a lot of bugs. But yeah, the VOR auto-tune is pretty bad. Yeah. Toliss is vastly superior with holding. Well, there you go. There is right there. Namely, it can do a present position hold. That's a big deal. And the Flight Factor gives you a crash to desktop. Does it still under the latest version, or I don't know. It's quite interesting if that's the case. Well, then there you go. There's a little bit more information.